Today I would like to share an idea with you that could change everything for you. If you give yourself permission to let that idea really sink in. I found myself around 5 years ago with my world being completely upside down. A tragic event that happened hit me really hard, and it took me an incredible amount of time and effort to recover. I know that we all have times like this that we go through. So today's video might be of use to you if you feel low, sad, and you just can't seem to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Looking back today, I have learned so much in those past 5 years, and I still learn and process things. I had so many lows and sometimes a high, and I have talked, and I'm really grateful for this, to many wonderful people that are now dear and close to my heart. At a certain point in time, a wise man was listening to me and to my complaints, my worries, my sorrows, and yes, also to my pity parties. And he said something to me that stayed with me ever since, and that I'm still learning to apply and to integrate into my life to find my own personal happiness. Today I would like to share this with you because I know this one invitation to think about this idea can have a massive influence on how we live our lives, and I hope you find some benefit in it, and hopefully even your own peace with yourself, the world, and then you go and live happily ever after. So what is it now that he said that touched me so deeply? Well, everybody I know wants to be happy and just wants to live their life feeling good. And whatever that means is different from person to person. However, most people fall into the trap of depending their well-being on other people, what they think those people's expectations are, their own expectations, the environment, circumstances. I know I have been there, and still I have times when I'm falling back into that old pattern, and there's no shame in that. It always just shows us where we are now, how far we have come, and where we still can improve a little bit here and there, because we are just never an end product of something. We are always in process. We are always a work in progress. And so as we want to be happy, there's something we need to understand deeply. And that is what the wise man said after listening to my complaints about the world. He said, do you want to continue to give all those people and all those outside circumstances and conditions the power over your own well-being? Bam! That got me, and still gets me. How many times do we find ourselves living our life only feeling content and happy when the outside world seems to be on our side? When our friends and family are happy and treat us well, when the job goes well, when we achieve something, when we get enough validation from the outside. And then imagine, there's only one thing that goes wrong, and it can disturb the complete balance that we thought we have at that point. And not only can it disrupt all of our sense of happiness that we thought we had, but we also start to fight against it and do everything to get back what we think we lost. And what we think we lost is our idea of how life should be and how life should look like. Until we have that image back, we feel a sense of loss, a sense of lack, insecurity, fear. We feel depressed, lonely, rejected, sad. In other words, our well-being, our inner peace, and our balance depend on something from the outside. And this is a guarantee for stress, overwhelm, anxiety, depression, addiction, and so much more. It's a guarantee that we never find what we are really looking for. We will have times when everything seems to be okay, and other times when we find ourselves in doom and gloom, or at least we perceive that to be the case. Our society nowadays can be so noisy and challenging that it can get a challenge in and of itself to find some peace and real well-being. So let's think about that. Do you want to continue to give all those people and all those outside circumstances and conditions the power over your own well-being? The direction to look at points inwards. How do we make ourselves happy? This is the big thing here. When I lost my partner 5 years ago, I lost much more than that. And we can safely say the circumstances were less than ideal for any sort of well-being. Something happened in my life that was completely out of my control. And yes, I was really struggling. And yet, there were certain moments, certain points in times when I was a little bit more open. I was able to receive and experience moments of joy. I was able to feel peaceful, calm, alive. And that gave me the certainty that my well-being is not defined but by what is going on around me. It is what we create on the inside. We perceive our world through our senses. All the information we receive is translated in our brains. And not only translated, but interpreted and judged in the way that we think we know the world to be. And that is, of course, why people think and feel so differently, even given same or similar circumstances or moments in time. We feel so often so tempted to blame the world outside without even considering that it is us that create a specific feeling to a specific thought. But I'm sure we all remember moments when we thought and felt a certain way, and someone else would feel something completely different. The feeling of sadness, anger, frustration, loneliness, feelings of anxiety, you name it, depend on the way your brain or our brain is wired. Depends on the things you think you know about the world and about yourself. So in order to make yourself more happy and content, more joyful, more peaceful, embark on that process of learning how you can give it to yourself. And I know it's a long learning, and there will be times when it doesn't work, and there will be times when you do feel the benefit and the difference. And all of those times are part of that learning and can be taken on board. Your happiness is an inside job. I hope this was useful to you, and if it was, you know what to do. Just help this channel by liking the videos you watch when you like them. Share them with friends, social media. Subscribe and comment below if there are things you would like to share. I'm always interested to know. And for now, have a lovely day. Bye for now.